host the last weekend of April in Philly during when they would have the big college track and field races at Temple University, like all the colleges would come. So it was a big weekend. And the two things about this ball, it was at the place in Philly called the Nile, which was their like ball when we started going up there. That was their space. And they used to serve rum punch. They used to make a big jar of rum punch and put it to the side, and anybody could just go and take a cup and drink, and this rum punch would get you fucked. But at that ball, so this ball would happen every year, and then they would do this category called Trilogy, Face, Body, Realness. And I would remember Sanaya, again, Sanaya is my first experience. That's my sister. She became the first trans woman that I've met. I've watched her evolve together, you know, to go from a little girl to a full-grown woman. And I remember Sanaya's first time as her body was starting to moan. One thing about Sanaya is that before she had her body done or any kind of surgeries and she was just, you know, moaning, Sanaya was always real and she always exuded sexiness. Like everything she did was sexy. How she vogued. If you watch early clips of Sanaya, her performance just had that natural sex blues we talked about has been there before she had titties and ass and anything, right? And so now as she's molding into this beautiful woman, she started, that was her thing, she was gonna want body, because you know, growing up, we looked at Letitia, and we looked at Danielle, and we looked at Modavia, or, you know, we looked at all of these amazing women, and this is who she was going to be. She's gonna be up in that class. And I remember she was excited to finally have the courage to walk this trilogy category. Well, the person who was showing her the ropes and trying to mentor her for that category never told her, this is Alyssa Ebony, didn't tell her that night that she was gonna walk. So Sanaya goes out and she walks, and the crowd goes bananas for Sanaya. But then right behind her, Alyssa comes in and Alyssa wins the whole category. So Sanaya was pissed. Sanaya sat back home and she was like, oh, I'm going to get her back one day. And then I was just thinking, it was just in our conversation, it was just like, there needs to be more. This category is only happening in Philly. So I said, okay, the awards ball was coming, and I put the category up as, no, the Mizrahi house ball was coming. So I wrote the category as Sex Siren in all red. And I broke down what we wanted to see. And Sanaya walked, Alyssa walked, she got her revenge on Alyssa that night. Danielle walked and became the first person to win it. Danielle killed it. It was an opportunity to see these women now take a new category and just become the first. If you ever get to see that, it's called the Mizrahi Razor Ball, 1994, 95, I want to say. And that's just how the category grew. And every year I would do that category a different color. It started with red, then the next year we did black. Danielle won it again. Then the next year we did white. Danielle won it again. Then the next year we did gold. Danielle won it again. And it was the year we did pink is when everything changed. When we did Sex Siren in pink, Sanaya finally came and took the trophy from Danielle. And it was a big moment. Danielle passed the torch officially to Sanaya that night. Also what happened that night was Raquel Balenciaga, who 2 years prior, the year before, came in gold and made a big statement. The year before that, she walked face in green and she was a Diamante, and that was the first time we seen her coming from Atlanta. She was a Malore. And she came and she walked our $1 Million Face category in a green dress, and she looked amazing. So now the girls are starting to leave their cities and come and compete in this category. And this was the evolution of the category, because Danielle would now, Raquel would battle Danielle in gold. The next year, Sanaya would beat Danielle in pink. Raquel would have the final battle with Sanaya in pink, and Raquel would win the whole category that night. And that's the evolution of the Sex Siren category. Before you knew it, we added the junior level to it and the legends. And 2 years later, we did the same thing with the boys. So it was just an opportunity to give our girls another category, have our own tradition with it, and not let it be based on face, body, realness. It was like the sex kid, exude the sex siren. That's sex siren.
I think the last two questions